Hello and welcome along to the final game of the season from this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel, and it's possibly the most decisive game we've ever had in any series of The Head Coach on this channel. We're playing against Northampton, who are chasing a playoff space, and just goal difference separates us from relegation to the National League. If Cambridge better our result and we don't manage to get a win, we'll certainly be down and going into the National League next year, and if we do that, we'll be getting the sack alongside that, and probably be needing to rebuild from the bottom of the footballing pyramid. If we manage to survive, we'll be keeping our job for next year, a chance to rebuild with Halifax Town, and hopefully our good director of football will be able to help us out then, and we'll be able to compete at the other end next season. But firstly, before we get into this game and find out whether we keep our job and Football League place, a massive thank you to everyone who continues to support the series. I really do greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe for daily FM20 content, and if you're enjoying the series and looking forward to this massive game, please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you've missed any of the series so far, you can catch up with a link in the eye above to the playlist. As we come up against Ian Holloway's side today, we know it's going to be a tough test against a good footballing side. Just goal difference leaves them outside the playoffs as well, so two teams competing for two of the biggest spots in the league this season, and we've just got to make sure we avoid second bottom and relegation to non-league football. So let's go and have a look at the schedule to see what's been happening since the last episode, and in truth it's not been going very well at all. We had the lads in the dressing room complaining to us, everyone's unhappy at the way we've been playing, we've tried all the tricks with the individual talks before today's game, but unfortunately we can only do so much with the morale. But you're with me for a double header at home against Wimbledon and Shrewsbury last time round, both of them ended in 1-0 defeats, damage limitation but not the best performances, and we've only managed to get 4 points since then. So we lost 2-0 away to Aldershot, a goal in each half which beat us comfortably. Jake Turner made an absolute howler in that game, and unfortunately it cost us a point. And then against Cambridge away from home, we got our only win since the last episode, Will Swan turning up with a brilliant brace, before a 3-0 defeat at home to Wickham, all the goals coming in the second half, and then a 2-2 draw at home to Cheltenham, Danny Lloyd coming off the bench to get a late equaliser. Just a week before he'd had a row with us and had talked about leaving the club, and he came on and got the equaliser for us there, and it could yet be the goal that keeps us up, as we'll be desperately hoping Cambridge lose today. Then away to Crewe, who were top of the league at the time, a 1-0 defeat thanks to an early Liam Delap goal, a really solid performance at the back, but didn't look any threat going forward, to be honest. We rested all of our 11 for that game, as it was a busy Easter period due to postponements previously, and unfortunately the backup side showed no threat going forward, though we did manage to restrict Crewe to few chances. Then away to Walsall last time out, a 3-1 defeat due to a Lavery hat-trick, the second of those a penalty, a pretty poor decision, but there wasn't much we could do in the game in truth, though Dale Southwell did get himself another goal there, so that bodes well for us going into today's game. If we look at the team news, there's nothing on our front, one player out with a broken foot for Northampton, decent weather conditions, there's not much going against us, aside from the fact we're a significantly worse side. In terms of dynamics, things are looking okay. We have just got the dressing room atmosphere up to average, and that's mainly by individual talks with players, but we know there's going to be a big overhaul at the squad this summer. So if we can stay up and be part of it, we wait to see what our director of football can do. He's brilliant at judging player potential, good at signing young players and negotiating, so I'd be quite looking forward to seeing a summer of him. There's 10 or 12 players out of contract as well, but one of those isn't Dale Southwell. He's signed a new deal for 2 more years, and remember they've got this little club culture thing at Halifax, 2-year deals for all first team players, and Dale Southwell's taken a wage cut to do so. So really good news there, and we've also got our youth intake to talk about too. Perhaps not quite as good a news, but there's still a couple of slightly interesting prospects. Of course, the ones that are left here are the ones that aren't going to be signed on. Our director of football and head of youth development have brought in a few already, and the main two are standing out here at the top. The first one being Edward Foyston Carlton, brilliant name for a young player. He's 1-star ability, 3.5 potential, 17 years of age having joined this year. He's a ball-winning midfielder who's not the best technically, mentally he's pretty average as well, to be honest. He's not got the best personality, but he's got stamina and work rate, and that can take you so far in lower league football. And the other one was Roger Dolan, described as a rangy striker which I haven't seen too often, not good current ability but 3-star potential, a decent finisher for a young player, but physically he's absolutely woeful, and his anticipation isn't great either, so there's a lot of work we've got to do on that front. But a decent youth youth intake, not the worst at this level, though of course none of them will probably make it a first team level, and today we're not really worried about the future as we could be out of a job in 2.5 hours. So let's go and get into this game. There's no point holding it up. We will try and do an end of season review afterwards, but of course if we haven't got a job it'll be hard to look at the players, so let's just hope we can survive, whether it be by the skin of our teeth. We've got 2 other games we've got to keep an eye on. Cambridge at home to Aldershot is the big one. If Cambridge lose, unless we lose by 6 or 7, we will definitely be staying up, as we're on the same points and they've got a worse goal difference, so we're desperately hoping Aldershot do us a favour. And if we get a win, then we can look at Burton, because even if Cambridge better our result, we won't need to worry. Burton 2 points ahead of us at the moment, and they travel to 15th place Cheltenham. So if both us and Cambridge win, let's say Cambridge leap us on goal difference, it won't be a problem if Burton lose. Swindon practically safe because we're not all going to get the results, so they've managed to survive, Ellis Yandolo being a key figure in that. But let's go and have a look at the media favourites. Northampton of course odds on to win this game. They're chasing a playoff space, so there's no chance of them being on their holidays yet, and over 3,000 fans are packed into the Shea, the best attendance we've had in a while. We've got a lenient referee which bodes well for us, as we have been picking up yellow cards despite our usual stay on the feet instructions, but no winning 4 for us, and Northampton back in form. They won their last game to get back on track. So they're chasing the playoffs, we're chasing survival. Let's see which one of them comes true. Maybe it could be both if we get a draw. Let's wait and see how the other games unfold. We've got our strongest possible 11 out today, as you would expect for this one. It's not great when we haven't got many options on the bench, and lots of those players that are among the subs and reserves are going to be the ones that are leaving this summer. Our director of football's in charge of that, and hopefully will be the manager for that spell, but to do that we need to ensure survival, and this is the 11 we've picked to do so. It's Jake Turner in goal, Hansen and Cerula the fullbacks, with Francis and Lomas in central defence, Nolan and Earing in midfield, Will Swan in a number 10 role behind Dale Southwell, and then Solman and Junior coming off the wings, hopefully giving us a threat going forward. So let's go and get into this game against Northampton. Let me know in the comments what you think will happen. No cheating, do you think we're going to survive, and will we do it ourselves, or will it be secured by Cambridge failing? Well, a 4-3-3 for Northampton, 2 attacking wingers, so we're going to have to change our shape in defence. I don't want to take too many risks today, as I think realistically a draw will probably be enough. But of course that thought process could change during the game. We'll be keeping a very close eye on the Cambridge result. So I've changed the 2 fullbacks to defensive duties. We're just going to let the front 4 attack and leave the rest as they are. So let's go and get into this first half of the game. And we've got a tunnel interview, which is quite rare at this level too. We speak highly of players who may be leaving the club. A couple of loanees are Michael Duckworth. I can see the director of football did offer Duckworth a deal, but unfortunately he rejected it. I think he wanted more than 1 year. There's a process in place at the club, one of the club cultures again, not to give long contracts to players over 30. A bit like Chelsea do in real life, I guess, at the top, so we can't complain about it being done. And at Halifax, I guess they need to keep players for investment, and they're trying to turn a profit on a young squad. We're definitely going to have to pay close attention to some. Lewis Lomas is fit enough to play today, and let's get into the first half and see how we get on. Northampton with a kick-off and early possession. Turnbull at centre-half's a good long ball forward, very direct from the away side there. Earing wins it back though and finds Junior, and we'd love an early goal to get us on the right foot. Here's Junior taking on the fullback, it's cleared away for a throw-in, and with 20 seconds gone it remains 0-0, no threat to either goal just yet. Big news after 5 minutes, Aldershot lead at Cambridge. As it stands, we're a point clear of them and it looks like Cambridge are going to be failing. We need that lead to be doubled almost immediately. The more goals Aldershot get, the better. Francis keeping it in the middle to Cerula. We've actually started quite well in this game. Earing finds Francis and now Junior, as again he's causing trouble on the right wing. Back to Nolan and now Earing. We're keeping the ball but we're not doing much with it. I know we've got controlled possession on, but there's got to be something at the end here. In the end, Junior just keeps going backwards, not willing to take on his winger. Earing keeping it with Nolan again. Lomas eventually goes over. Southwell's in and shoots. It's a great save by the keeper, but the offside flag was already up. Another one of those frustrating highlights. 10 minutes gone. It's a pretty decent start, but most importantly Aldershot are winning, and as it stands we'll be surviving by the skin of our teeth and be keeping our job in the Football League next season. Back with Northampton attacking down the right hand side. Waters cutting into Walker in the middle. Here's McWilliams with a man over on the left. That man's Gordon who's taking his man on. Swindon are 1-1 in their game, so if there was any doubts about them surviving, that's over, as we head the ball away at the back post with Cerula and Solman clears long down the left. In fact, let's pause this for a minute and get the fixtures on shot. We need to be able to see the up-to-date results. Relying on those little goal alerts isn't going to help us, so let's get the latest scores and league table here as well. It's not something I like to do because it obstructs a lot of the the screen during the season, but today it's far more important than what we're doing. We already know what we're going to do, struggle to get a result, but this Cambridge game is absolutely crucial, and the Burton one below it pretty important too. So that's what we need. We're all set up now. Let's see what we can do over here. Solman giving the ball away, but no shots on target yet for either side. Here's McWilliams 25 yards out though, over to the right hand side to Harriman. The centre half misses the header, I think it was Lomas, and it falls for Bennett on the left. Into the back post, Waters heads over, but plenty of warning signs from Northampton now. They're really starting to get into this game, and they're starting to dominate the ball as well. Here's McWilliams in the middle yet again, not even a minute between highlights there, and Turnbull picks it up. It looks like we're going to lose here, although it's been nicked up by the number 10 Swan. Southwell's got one man to beat. He's taken him on and shot, puts it wide. It was a snapshot, it never looked confident, but unfortunately it was nowhere near the target. Half an hour gone and Northampton attacking again. We might have to go to a positive mentality here. We've got to try and get the ball up the other end, as on the back foot we don't look confident at all. Here's Waters on the right though, into the middle. Falls for Bennett who puts it over, and I'm going to gamble and go positive here and just hope it's enough to get us on the front foot. 10 to the break, Aldershot still winning. That's good news for us at the moment, and we've now got an attack with Hanson on the right. He finds Will Swan down the flank. Swan beats his man, he's got a chance to deliver into the box to Solman. His shot was blocked by the right back and cleared, and now Ogunuseri's on the counter attack for Northampton. Shoots wide, it's a terrible effort, but it is a warning sign we've had at our end for once. Unfortunately we're yet to hit the target though, and with 10 to the break this has been a poor game for the fans. Long ball forward by Lomas which is intercepted. Again, not really much pressure on him there, but they're not confident playing out from the back, and we will have to change that style next season. Though Bennett's in, Jake Turner makes a great save. First shot on target of the game. It's gone down as a clear-cut chance as well, but Jake Turner, the keeper's to the rescue. It's a throw on the left for Northampton from that though. The resulting chance is going to be delivered into the box, and the cross is blocked behind for a corner kick. The pressure continues to mount on our goal. Here comes Bennett with a corner delivery. In swinger from the left-hand side. Walker down off the line by Cerula. It was bobbling around all over the place, but it's still 0-0 here at Halifax, and it's still 1-0 to Aldershot at the Abbey Stadium. Kyle Bennett's got to be closed down. Really good experienced player. We'll trust our assistant manager on that one. But France is back to Cerula, the left back. We just need to get the ball forward at this point. We're playing around with it at the back. It's a little bit risky. Poor ball back to Turner, the keeper. He learns his lesson and just clears it long, but he's headed away as far as Flanagan. Here's Michael Harriman over the top. We've lost our man. Ogunseri's in. Scores the goal. It's woeful from Francis. Didn't even bother to mark there. Terrible defending. Then Turner concedes at his near post, and we're now behind as well and relying on Aldershot to keep their lead. Burton 1-1. They don't look in trouble. Aldershot have had an injury in their game as well, but with a corner from Nolan, it's headed away. Jack Earing gets it back out to the central midfielder. The corner taker puts it into Earing, just wide of the post with a snapshot, but both sides losing as it currently stands, and we need Aldershot to keep their lead to stay up. Well, 1-0 down at the break. We're going to tell the lads it was disappointing. We're very much right to say that, to be honest. Again, Lomas has had a poor game at centre-half. Jacob Hansen on the right not doing much better. What I am going to do at this point is go for a little bit more direct passing. The short game's just not working at the moment. Unfortunately, we're getting caught out far too often, and it's leading to a lot of counters for Northampton. If we look at our team, we're going to try and counter when we get the ball, get it forward a little bit quicker than we have been previously. So let's get into the second half and see if it makes a difference, though we are definitely relying on Aldershot now. Hopefully Cambridge will lose their game, get relegated to the National League, will survive at their expense and be able to build again next summer. Here's Ogunseri coming forward, the scorer, over to Waters on the right hand side. Francis and Earing combined to clear, and now Southwell's got a chance to counter. Taking on the centre half, he's got three men with him. Will Swan tries to get on the end of the through ball. It's not a good one though, and the long ball forward finds Ogunseri, and our defending's woeful again, though Francis does finally make a recovery tackle. Junior just hoofs the ball out for a throw. He's under plenty of pressure, and a lot of our lads are looking nervous at the moment, so we're just going to go and try and encourage them. It's a long ball forward towards Southwell again. Not a good ball forward at all. They're all really straight. There's no sort of run. There's no diagonal element to them. They're all just straight down the middle, and unfortunately Southwell can't compete with the centre halves. Cerula to Francis, who does the same again. Southwell gets on the end of this one though. 1-on-1, he puts it in the net. Ever the reliable from clear-cut chances. Dale Southwell nicks us an equaliser. The more more direct approach finally worked. The first ball with a little bit of whip on it, and Dale Southwell managed to break the offside trap. 1-1 here, we're back on level terms. Aldershot still lead at Cambridge, and as it stands we're 1 point clear of them again, and looking like we're on course for survival. But as I say that, Northampton coming straight forward again, over to the right wing to Harriman here, into the box, Ogunseri with a free header. Thankfully it goes wide of the post. Ed Francis' rating's gone up because of his assist. Lewis Lomas still very much struggling. Here's Lomas from the short goal kick, long towards Southwell who loses out in the air, but he can't force the clearance so it finds Will Swan, but then he's gone and conceded possession as well. Back to Turnbull for Northampton, keeping the ball well. Long ball forward to Ogunseri. Francis has lost out in a challenge. That is woeful. It's lucky for us it's offside because Ed Francis has been awful at the back. He might have a lovely through ball, a good passer from defensive areas, but he's not the best defender and it really is a struggle, and I'm going to go and make a change at this point. It's the one that was recommended pre-match actually. Our assistant said we should play Jacob Hudson centre half and take out Lomas to replace him with Duckworth, a far more experienced player at this level, so let's just go and get him on the pitch and we'll make a couple more in 10 minutes if need be. Well, we're back on the left-hand side with Cerula. Oh, he's lost possession, and there's a counter-attack on. Ogunseri's in on the edge of the box, shoots and Turner tips it wide. In fact, it only falls to Ogunseri. He didn't get it behind the line, but thankfully he's gone out for a goal kick at the second attempt. On the left-hand side again for us, defending to do against Harriman, the right-back. He delivers it in, Francis heads away, only as far as the edge of the box though, and they seem to be dropping down for them quite a lot there, and I think we might have to make a tweak in a minute. Here's Gordon on the left-hand side, into the box, Francis heads, Duckworth the substitute hacks away, and we really are hanging on for dear life now as Good goes down the flank but only to Cerula. He clears it long downfield again. Southwell's losing out. It's pinball at the moment. Ogunseri loses out to Ed Francis this time, and Jack Earing the playmaker can bring it away. Can he find the through ball though? He dallies in possession, taking so long. We've upped the tempo. Get rid of the ball for once, will ya? And now Ogunseri's in at the other end. His shot's blocked by Francis. Good defending on this occasion to get it behind, and it's another corner kick for Northampton. He's going to be delivered from the right hand side, an outswinger from Kyle Bennett to be taken into the front post. Hansen heads away, only as far as Waters though. He finds Bennett again, who overhits his cross, falls for Turnbull at the back stick. Cerula gets it away and Hansen hacks long, and we survive with a quarter of the game remaining. I was about to make a change, but you know my superstition. Let's see this Ed Francis free kick first. Oh, what a goal! Ed Francis, you beauty! An unbelievable free kick from 35 yards, screens it into the top corner, an impossible angle and strike, and a goal and assist for the centre half. Made some crucial interceptions at the back. He has become an absolute hero today. Northampton have changed to a 3-4-1-2, so we've got to try and adapt to that as well. But what a wonderful goal from Ed Francis, and with Aldershot still leading, there's now a 3-point swing. We're even above Burton Albion as it stands, so things are looking absolutely wonderful at the moment, but we're just going to cross our fingers and hope we can hold on, and let's try and make some changes to accommodate that. So Will Swan's not had the best game and he's looking nervous, so I'm going to bring on Josh Staunton for him. He's going to go into that holding role just to basically man mark the number 10 out the game. All of those headers coming from the crosses, they're dropping down on the edge of the box, and I need Staunton there to try and intercept in what will probably be his last game for the club. I'm pretty sure he's out of contract. Yes, he is at the end of the season, and he's one of the players our director of football had transfer listed well before we joined the club, so I'd imagine he's not going to offer him a new deal, and this is probably going to be goodbye for him. What I'm also going to do is take Solman off because he's not had the best game in the world, and we can bring on either Binon Williams or Danny Lloyd on that left hand side, so let's just see which one's best defensively. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Binon Williams. He's going to come on for Solman there, and he's going to drop back to a winger on support. Both of the wingers drop back to wide midfield roles, a classic 4-1-4-1 here. We just want to make sure we're as solid as possible and give away as few chances as we can. So we're going to time waste all the time, slow the pace down in possession, hold our shape when possession's won. We don't need to counter. We'll get it up to Southwell and let him go one-on-one, and we'll also be more disciplined to try and keep that astute tactical shape. Let's confirm those changes with 20 minutes to go. Realistically, a draw's probably going to be enough, as I doubt Cambridge are going to turn it round from there, but there is a chance they can nick an equaliser. It's a throw on the left for Bennett. He finds Smith the centre forward for Northampton. Don't forget they're chasing the playoff, so they're going all out attack now, as Walker has a shot blocked from 25 yards, and it falls for Harriman on the right hand side. A good winger with a chance to deliver. Ball forward to Ogunseri, volleys it a goal. Good save Jake Turner, and everything's going our way at the moment. We've got just 15 more minutes to hang on. Turner with a goal kick to Earing, a really clever set piece that. Over the top, Southwell will chase. Looks like the centre half will get there first. He clears it away and Bennett gets gets it back to him, and now Northampton are able to build from the back. Long ball forward from Walker finds Hansen. He combines with Staunton to clear long, but at the moment we're just hitting and hoping. We're not really looking like scoring. Oh, Ogunseri's beaten the centre half, but Jake Turner makes a wonderful save again. Brilliant goalkeeping from Jake Turner. He's making himself a hero in this game. The fans are getting behind us. They're really up on their seats. They're really trying to support us to the final whistle, and they know that the results are going our way in the other games, so they know these lads just need to try and hang on. Earing does well to deal with that set piece. Now Northampton have had so many attacks now. They're on 18 shots for the game, and they've even had 3 clear-cut chances as well. Duckworth heads away the ball into the box, and Staunton's not there. That's a great goal. Brad Walker has scored it. A man who was a hero for us with Torquay in FM19, and he scored a brilliant goal for Northampton here. And Josh Staunton, who was brought on to deal with those second balls, was absolutely nowhere in sight there. Bennett with the ball on the left, and now Northampton could go ahead and win this game. Turnbull has gone forward, and now Flanagan's in. Where the hell's the back four? They're all just parted like the Red Sea. What is going on here? They're out of shape completely. I've said be more disciplined. The centre halves were standing over on the right wing. This is absolutely ridiculous from our players. Though Southwell's going to try and save the day again. Back to Jack Earing, the defensive midfielder. Into Cerula and now Earing again. Bidden Williams over the top. Southwell's in one-on-one. Please score, will you? It's a good save, but it's behind for a corner. He really should have done better with that chance. It would have wrapped up the game for us and certainly ensured our survival. Nolan with a delivery into the box, into the front post, headed away by Northampton, and that's how you deal with a second ball there. Shelton waiting to just bring it away. If Josh Staunton had managed to do that, we wouldn't have even been worrying at this point. Here's Junior on the right hand side, does really well to beat 2 men there, and he goes back to Nolan who finds Earing. We've got a chance to get it long over the top. Just 7 minutes to go. I'm going to make some tactical tweaks, so it's our distribution from the goalkeeper we're going to focus on. Distribute long over the opposition defence, or even to the flanks actually where we've got an extra man, and take long kicks to get it as far away as possible. When we lose possession we're going to regroup. I don't want to counter press because I want to make sure we've got 2 banks of 4, and those defending players have got to stay in their positions. I've no idea why they haven't been so far. We're going to drop our defensive line, give them no space in behind, not going to press quite as urgently either, and there's no need for Dale Southwell to press the goalkeeper. We'll just keep him marking the back 3. In we go with 7 minutes remaining. Can we hold on for a crucial point? And more importantly, can Aldershot hold on at Cambridge to ensure we get survival no matter our result? Burton have taken the lead in their game, so there's no point hoping for them at the moment. As Bennett delivers, Cerula clears long, and Dale Southwell's nowhere near it. It's a ball forward by Good to Harriman on the right. He's got a chance to deliver here, but Cerula gets there and intercepts it well. He finds Jack Earing in the holding role. We've not been at our best as we nearly give it away again. Why are they still playing short? I've just told you to hoof it long, so get the ball away, and he eventually goes towards the halfway line. Burton Albion still winning in their game. Aldershot still winning against Cambridge, so it all looks good at the moment as Earing plays a 1-2 with Southwell. He's taken on his man and beaten him. You might as well have a go from there, son. He does, but he puts it wide at the post, and we've got 5 minutes of stoppage time to hang on for now. We're going to drop to a balanced mentality. Jake Turner goes long with his goal kick. Junior flicks it on, but he can't get on the end of it, and he's back to the wall defending again. Duckworth gets the ball out to Junior on the right. He's got a chance to take on his man. He does just that, but he can't find the pass, and it's long over the top to Ogunseri. Shoots, but he snatches at it, and it's over, and we've got just 90 seconds to hang on for this point. We're going to drop to a cautious mentality. I don't know what else I can do. I think we're just going to go even more direct now. Try and get the ball as far away from the defence as possible. Out of possession, there's nothing else I can do. I just need these lads to stop playing football. Here's Nolan who finds Swan in the number 10 role. It's not Swan, sorry, is it? Who's been replaced. But now Junior loses out on the right hand side. But thankfully Bennett clears it out for a throw. We need to have a look at Plymouth as well to see what Northampton are doing. As it stands, a point's enough for them. This could be perfect for both sides. Northampton as it stands going into the playoffs. We're surviving by the skin of our teeth. It looks like it's going to be celebrations at all ends of the ground as Cerula picks it up on the left wing. Chance to deliver into the box. Turnbull heads away. I'm so glad we're finishing on the front foot though, as Nolan gets it back out to the left again. Cerula finds Benham Williams. He's got a chance to deliver into the box, but they're just keeping the ball here at the moment. As Jack Earing picks it up 30 yards out, it eventually finds its way to Williams. He's going to try and cross it back to Earing on the edge. Chance to shoot and does. It's straight at the keeper though, who clears it quickly, but the final whistle goes. It's a 2-2 draw for us here, and if the Cambridge result has stayed the same at the end, I think we've done enough to survive. Ed Francis, the hero, set up the goal for Dale Southwell. Composed finish from him as always, and then Ed Francis with a wonder strike from a free kick, which is enough to survive our place in League 2. The lads were excellent. We thank them for their efforts. I know know they weren't the best tactically, but they worked so hard in that game for us, and they've secured a miracle survival. So there's the confirmation. We survived by a point, 43 from 46 games in the end. A really strong goal difference for a team at the bottom, which would have helped us out had we not got the point. And that's what we've got to be most proud of here. We've got these lads battling and winning points. So let's go and have a look at what the media say. We avoid relegation on the final day. Ed Francis, of course, is going to get plenty of praise as we managed to keep our place in the EFL. Bristol Rovers win it on the final day. Should we just check if Northampton got in that top 7? They did, so we wish them the best in the playoffs as they let us get our points to secure survival. Halifax avoid relegation. That's the confirmation of us doing our job. Lloyd gets a payout despite barely contributing, and a few other teams have secured their playoff spots. We've got loads of players tired, but they can go on holiday now. They've done what they need to today, and Francis is going to get high praise indeed, as he was the key man in ensuring survival. A wonderful season. I'd assume the board are happy with us. Let's go and have a look at the club vision screen. They wanted us to secure survival and we've managed to do that, so a B- is a pretty good outcome for us. Of course we ran it close, but we managed to get there, and you can see all of the club culture things going on there too, and we'll take a look at those in more detail after the transfer special, which will be coming up in the next episode, as our director of football's got a big summer of rebuilding to do. We've got to become established in League 2 next year and work towards it. I'm not quite sure what that entails, but if we can secure survival a few games earlier next year, I think that'll count as us doing our job. So let's go and have a quick look at the table. Just as a reminder, we joined after 20 games with Halifax in 23rd place on 15 points. So we've actually managed to pick up 28 points in our 26 games, more than a point a game, which is great. So I'm really proud of what we've managed to do at the club, and we have helped the club turn their season around. Dale Southwell, the key man in front of goal, and let's go and look at the player stats to finish. I know this episode was probably slightly longer, but I didn't want to cut any of those highlights out. Even though some of them weren't too meaningful, I wanted to show you just how much of a backs against the wall performance it was. So let's look at the players that have made the most appearances. Of course, a lot of this season was before I joined. Dale Southwell top of the list, the likes of Erin and Nolan up there too. In fact, all of the players from the first 11 near the top. In terms of goals, Dale Southwell was out there on his own. Junior got 9 as well, to be fair to him. Danny Lloyd with 7 and Solomon the youngster with 4, and Will Swan just got the 3 of them, but 2 of those crucial ones to win the game against Cambridge. That turned out to be the decisive game, beating Cambridge 2-1 on the road, and Will Swan with his brace, including an 88th minute winner. He was the hero in that one, and the man that's probably secured our survival, who's probably just played his last game for the club too. In terms of assists, there's no one particularly high. The 2 central midfielders with 8 and 7 apiece, and Duckworth the right winger with 5, and it looks like he'll be leaving as well in the summer. Just 2 players with above a 7 for an average rating, both of those the January signings. Will Swan the loanee and Jake Turner the keeper. He was brilliant on that final day too, and he's a permanent signing, so he'll be here next year. We've got plenty more to see and enjoy from him. But a really big summer for the club. I'll finish with the contract screen showing so you can see exactly who's going to be leaving, and I'll show it so you can see the ones at the top. All of those players that I'm going to highlight, they're the ones who are out of contract this summer. But if you did enjoy this episode and that nail biting into the season, a success as we survive in League 2, please do put a thumbs up on the video. It makes such a difference and I really do appreciate it. A massive thank you for following along for another season, seeing me through my first job change of the series, and hopefully we'll be keeping our job after this as we've managed to pull off the great escape with Halifax. Let me know down in the comments how disappointed I'm going to be in the summer, why our director of football's transfer window. I've really got high hopes for him based on his stats, and I'm hoping with some of these big wage earners going out of the club, the likes of Fowler, who barely had a kick for us, he's on nearly £2,000 a week there, so there's plenty of players who are going to be leaving, and I think we're going to have a lot of new players to look forward to. I'm going to stick with Halifax for now, as I don't think we've done enough to secure the services of other clubs. We will very quickly have a look at our profile, just to see in case we've increased our reputation. We've survived and we've gone back up to 1 star, but there's not too much going on at the moment, so we're just going to have to wait a little while longer and try and build our reputation with Halifax next year. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content from my 2 long-term stories. This one will be back in 2 days' time with our transfer special from Halifax, and we'll be hoping our director of football started a revolution, and we'll definitely have a new tactic to introduce as well. In the meantime, Dorking Wanderers will be back tomorrow. We're fighting at the other end of the table in that one, and it really is an interesting end to the season there too, so nail-biting moments to come in both series. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support as always. I really do greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for the start of season 4 as we try to have a much more comfortable season with Halifax.